Hi, I have a big thrift haul for you today. I'm Connie from The Painted Photographer, and if you would like to buy any of these items, please visit thepaintedphotographer.com, or if you need any DIY or IOD products, shop there as well. I'll send it right to your front door. Thanks for watching, and we'll get right to the thrift haul. So I have a few items that I will not paint this time. I just found a ton of them, and it was a really good week for not items that are just cool. This was 48 cents. It is a planter bowl. It's got some fun ridges on it, that fun blue color with the brown stripes. I just really liked that one. So that'll be on my website. It cost me 48 cents. I'll sell it on there for probably, I don't know, $8. So this is brown crocks are in right now. And this one happened to be just a little dish that is that brown amber color that is so popular right now. It was 37 cents. It has tiny little feet on it, not much that holds it up, but just tiny little dots on the bottom there. It's in really good shape. It has no chips. This will be for sale on my website. It's kind of grody. I'll have to clean it all up. It's just greasy. This would be really cute to put succulent in. I don't have one that fits it. It'd be real cute to add like a succulent in there. So this will also be for sale on my website. All of these products will. You can go ahead, I'll put a link below so you can go ahead and take a look at all the prices as well. So I ran across some pottery, and this pottery right here really caught my eye. It's a really great color. It's got some texture. There were 4 of them. They were 79 cents. I know I got some really good prices this time. I don't know what happened at our thrift store, but their prices came down a lot. And so this is pottery that's not glazed on the bottom. So it's original pottery from someone, I'm not sure. I don't think it's old. I think it's pretty new. It's got the ridges in it. It's just really genuine stoneware pottery. I like the color, I like the shape, I like the size. They were 78 cents. They will sell as a set of 4. Next up, I got this pottery. It does have a stamp on the bottom. It says Long Mercantile Pottery USA, and it's sagey green with some embossing rim on the edge of it. This was 57 cents. I'll show you the marking on the bottom. 57 cents for that. I'll clean it up, sell that as well. More pottery. This one has the little letter S on the bottom, a really cool letter S. It was 78 cents, and it does have a small little chip right there. I will probably just put some DIY brown in there and put a little big top on the top of that. So this is a really cool color. It's got some texture to it. This one I really hate to get rid of. So you can check the website and see if it's on there. Maybe I'll keep it for myself. More pottery. This one has some initials on the bottom. I can't really read them. It was 57 cents. It's in this fun cherry-picked purple. And then it didn't go all the way down to the bottom. It has a ridge on here. I've been told that with a little research that is so that the glaze didn't stick into when they fired it, like the glaze would only go down that far, and that's how it was supposed to be. I really like that of it, and you can tell right here that it didn't drip evenly, which is really cool. So this is a gorgeous color, and it has some gorgeous brown drippage there. It was 57 cents. I'll sell this one as well. Couple of more items. I got a pitcher. Pitchers are really popular right now. This one has no stamping on the bottom. This one was a little bit more pricier. It was $2.97 at our thrift store. They look really fun right now with putting plants inside them. Obviously that's not the right one, but putting a plant inside them or just leaving them as is and putting them out. Very cottagecore, don't you think? And then this vase right here. This is old, it's very vintagey. It has some crazing and the glazing of it. It is Wheeling Pottery Company. The Wheeling Pottery Company is what the stamp is on the bottom of this vase here. And it's 98 cents. It does have some chips and some wear on it, but it's just really cool. I like that white vintage and that blue floral. So that one will also be available. Here, I just couldn't resist this little coffee cup. It's so tiny. It really is a tiny cup. It probably holds like maybe 5 ounces. It was 98 cents and it was hand painted, made in Alaska, 1205. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can't believe that this cup has been around since 1205, so you take that as it's worth. It was 98 cents. It does have a little sprig, so if you are into the black and white look, this is your jam, and it would look so cute just sitting in the kitchen, or because it's kind of tiny to be drinking your coffee out of, but it would look just really cute sitting in the kitchen. And maybe this one could have a succulent planted in it, so that would look really cute. We have, oh, I do have a few more pottery. We have this pottery bowl. Now this one is disgustingly gross. It has so much growtiness in it. I don't clean them out until I show them on here because I really want you to see how sometimes you do get stuff from the thrift store and you do have to clean it. You do have to make sure that you get it all cleaned up. So this has the initials JF on the bottom and a number 15. So I take it 2015 this one was made. See how grody it is in there, but you can see that the colors are gonna be really cool. And it does have just some fun multiple colors on it. I do think that it's pretty sweet. It looks like someone ate their multi meal out of it and then just didn't wash it and took it to the thrift store. Oh well. Their loss, my gain. 68 cents for this one. One more pottery. I said there was a pottery sale at the store. JF, and it was 48 cents. It does have a number under it, like the number 8. So JF number 8. Look at that. It's just a saucer, and it has no chips or anything. It does have some fun texture in it. This would be really cool with a plant sitting on top of it on your table, and or even just some little fall snacks, and or a couple cupcakes if you had to entertain or anything. It's just a really, really cool saucer. And this was 48 cents. I'll go ahead and sell this on the website. There'll be a lot of pottery on the website, so look for that if you're into it. I did find some Fiestaware cups. These will not be for sale. I do have my Fiestaware dishes from my mother-in-law, and I don't even know where she got them from, but she gifted them to me a lot of years ago, and I really like the Fiestaware. It's just so unique. These are probably not old pieces. You can tell me in the comments if you know if they're old or not. I tried to look up the colors. I think this one is peacock, and I think this one, oh, I don't remember what the name of this one was. Poppy was this one. Like there's an orange, a yellow, a light turquoisey color. These will go in my Fiestaware collection from my mother-in-law, which will be gifted to my daughter as soon as I'm done with it. She wants them. Here's a gray one, and these were all 38 cents. So a really good deal on Fiestaware. A red one, a dark purple one, 2 green, a limey green, and a grass green, and then a dark foresty green, and that, I believe that's cobalt blue. So again, these, I don't think these colors are old. I guess I didn't realize that Fiestaware was still making colors and still current making dishes, and I just like them. I like how the glaze goes over the handle and has kind of a whiteness to it. There are 2 cups that do not say Fiestaware, so if you are a Fiestaware knowledgeable, There are two of them. The yellow one does not have a stamp on the bottom. No stamping whatsoever, and neither does this dark purple one. But they look just like Fiestaware. So if you know, drop me a comment and tell me, are these Fiestaware or aren't they? Even if they aren't, I'm still gonna put them with that collection because they totally look like the Fiestaware that my mother-in-law gave me. So I have the Fiestaware that my mother-in-law gave me in a box in my closet, and I don't even use it. So after I found these, I think I'm getting it back out because I have white dishes right now, but I'm tired of them. I've had them for years. So I think I might do some fun things and use the Fiestaware glasses again. So here's a ornate little, I don't know what you call this thing, just a decoration, Finial. Is that what you call it? Finial? Here's a Finial, and so I will paint this up because it's a bit on the grody side. It's definitely got some dust and grossness to it. And I'll give it a good paint job and put it up on my website. It is 78 cents. I did have somebody already inquire about this, so if you don't see it on the website, it already sold. Here is a brass planter, has some fun handles, a little seashell on the front. This was $1.58, and it will probably stay as is, or I'll give it a little bit of that wax treatment that I've done in the past with a little shipwreck wax and adding some green to it, giving it a little tarnish look, because I think that metal with that little tarnish is pretty cool. I got a great big haul on candlesticks. They're all metal this time. So here are two candlesticks. They're both a different size. One was 97 cents and the other one was 68 cents. They are the same pattern. One smaller than the other. Then here's another one with a different design. That is 59 cents. I have more, no worries. 57 cents for this one. So this one's all full of dust and spider webs. I do have this, I don't know if you want to call this silver pewter. This one will not get painted. The other ones will get painted. This one will not get painted. It is cool all by itself. 38 cents for this nice heavy pewter candlestick. Then this one, I don't remember why I got this one. It was 37 cents. I think I just wanted a variation in heights when I was photographing my candlesticks from this haul. So this one is 37 cents. But what you can do is I happened to find this candle plate. It's from Better Homes and Gardens, and so I take it Walmart, but it was marked down to 57 cents. You can just marry the two and actually get yourself a candle, a jar candle that can be raised up off the table a little bit. So this will get a paint job and become really fun to marry with this one or this one, whichever one that you want it to marry with. I won't glue it down. It will be sold separately, but if you want to, it's heavy. It'll stay there. You don't have to glue it down. This is, I remember seeing these when I was a kid. It holds a candle and it's got some fun legs on it. It was 37 cents. It's really gross. It's got, I don't know, that green sticky stuff that you used to put in there to hold things in place. So that'll have to all get scrubbed off. It has a price tag from its ancient price tag. Look at that. Does anybody remember price tags that look like that? I sure do. And I don't know what price it is. $18? I believe it was $18. It won't be $18 on my website. Then I have another height of a candlestick. This one is a coppery color. It will not get painted. Copper is really hot right now. And then it came with this candle on the top of it, which it's really sparkly and coppery. It's just a good addition. This one will get cleaned up. It was 27 cents for this one, 47 cents for the bottom. Very fall, very cottagecore. Here is the tallest candlestick I have. It's $1.38 and it has leaves on it. This will get a paint job. I think it has so much detail and could look so pretty. It is just brown painted right now. It'll get something to add a little bit of fun decor look to it. I have 2 metal trivets. I told you I had a big haul. Are you still with me? I have 2 metal trivets. They are 58 cents a piece. These will not get a paint job, nor will they get wax. I think putting a hot pan on them will not do that surface very well. It'll have to be heat treated. So I'm gonna leave these as is. They're 58 cents, and I use mine all the time, and they're just, this one's a little on the rusty side. It's got some rust inside there. I like it. I like it like that. I'll show it in the photos when I list it, but these will sell as is. They're just useful. They're functional and they're cute. I did have a few more dishes. I have 2 little tiny paintings. They're tiny, and they were 18 cents a piece. I found them in 2 different locations at the thrift store. Somebody must have not known that they were a set, didn't put them out together, but I'll paint the frames. The frames are just this cheapy little plastic, but they're ornate, and it'll bring out the design of those 2 little floral paintings very well. Very cottagecore. Fun little thing you can put right by your candlestick. I thought they were cute. I kind of squealed when I seen these. So I did have some more dishes. This one is Winsor-ware, Johnson Brothers, and England. It was $2.97. Winsor-ware, Johnson Brothers, England. So that has a nice rose pattern to it. It's very old. It's got some crazing going on, some crackle look to it. Here's the stamp on the bottom, and it was $2.97. White dishes, you know white dishes are my jam. I can't read this one. It'll be listed in the comments, in the description, what this one is. It's just a cute little white tray. It was 97 cents, and it has a little bit of ornate detail around the edge, some scalloped edges. It's got a little bit of a dip to it. I like it. These sell really well for me. I like these. I have a couple of them in my own home. I just can't keep all of them. So whenever I have, we make shrimp a lot, and whenever I have shrimp, I always put shrimp on my white stone platter, and it just makes my heart happy. I just really like it. It was 59 cents. It does have a stamp on it, and again, can't read it without my glasses. So look in the description if you want to see a picture of the stamp, and if you want to know what it says, because I'll get my spectacles out and look at it. So I gotta reach for them. I have 2 Cottagecore canisters. These are Vincenzo International Corporation, made in Japan. Vincenzo International Corporation, made in Japan. And the inside, this one, the inside's got a little bit of wear to it. It's got some growtiness going on there. I'll wash it up, see what I can get rid of. Like on the outside there, I'm not sure if that is missing paint or if that's just grime. The bigger one is in really good condition. It has flour in it. They didn't wash the flour out of it before they took it to the thrift store, but this one is in really good condition. It doesn't seem to have any wear to it, just kind of grody. And these are the Botanical Fruit Provincial Vincenzo canister set. I found 2 of them for $42 on Etsy. So these 2 were listed for $42. I will not list them for $42. So if you're interested in these canisters, very cottagecore right now and functional. You can hide stuff in them. So put these on your cabinet and hide whatever you want to hide from the kids in there or the grandkids. All right, just a couple more items. I found a sedum wreath, succulent wreath, and it had all of these plastic little succulents stuck all over this wreath. And it was 57 cents. So I went ahead and I pulled them all off of the wreath. The wreath was it was in bad shape and wasn't functional anymore. That's why they were probably getting rid of it. But I tore off all the succulents and I will use them in different projects. But for 57 cents, you couldn't go wrong. Then there's the basket that I found. It's a nice fall looking basket. I know I've had people on here tell me, don't paint those baskets, don't wax them, they're pretty all by themselves. Well, let me tell you, this one is going to stay as is. It is definitely pretty. It has a lot of texture to it. It's metal, wire metal around the top side and around the bottom side. So it's not going to bend on you. And it's $1.58 that I purchased it for. It does need a good cleanup. It definitely must have been sitting around for a while. So it does need a good cleanup, and I'll do that with an air hose, a paintbrush, whatever I need to do to get that grimy stuff off. So I have one more item. Told you it was a big thrift haul. Here is a platter. This one, it was 97 cents. Someone had already painted it yellow. That's a pretty good fall color. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to enhance this color and add to it, or if I'm gonna paint it a whole new color. So you'll have to follow along and see what I do with it. I don't have many items that I have to paint this time, so I think I can get this thrift haul going really quickly and uploading the images to my website, and you'll see how I did everything and how I stage them at the end. Thanks for watching. As always, I really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you at the end.
The first thing I did was take this gold coppery looking pot and add some shipwrecked wax to it. That's hard to say. And then buffed it off. It shows a little bit of the shipwreck. That wasn't enough for me. I needed more, so I added more. And I just didn't wipe it off quite so much. Next, I had painted this Finial solid black. I didn't show that on camera. I've done it many times before. But I just dipped into the DIY white wax and with an old chippy brush. You can use as old a brush as you want. And I just added the white wax all over this Finial. And it goes on pretty thick, especially when I did not seal this. The paint was not sealed. It was dry, solid paint coverage. And then when I wiped it back, some of the original gold came back through, which started to look really cool. So I just kept going and buffed this thing as hard as I could, just because I did want some of that gold to come back. Then I did the same thing on this little plate. I didn't paint that plate at all. It's just, that was how it was bought, and it just gave it a new, fresh look. Then I took my buffy brush after 24 hours and I buffed all 3 of these items to give them a nice sheen. I used Big Top to go over these tiny frames. The tiny frames I had painted in gypsy green. I didn't show that either, I guess. What I did is I took my Big Top and I dumped it out onto a small Mylar there, just so I'm not dipping my brush back into the original container, because if you have Big Top and it gets a little skunky smelling, like rotten eggs or rotten milk, it's because of the contamination, because it's all natural. So dump a little bit out. Make sure you don't dump out more than you're going to use, because you do not want to put it back in. Then I took some making powder in the Plant Lady because I wanted it just to be a little bit greener. And I mixed the making powder with the Big Top. See, that's how they look. I finished them all. They weren't quite what I wanted yet, so a layer of dark wax. Just keep layering things over and over until you find something that you like. So I took a layer of the dark wax, and now they're perfect. I did film this one. This is gypsy green on this candle holder. This was painted white. It was worn and tattered. It needed a facelift. So I used the gypsy green. Because of the metal and the way this was painted before, it didn't cover as well, but a second coat did the job. So I just painted it all up and got a fresh coat of paint on there. Same with this candlestick. I had painted it with the beadboard. So this one, it got a coat of beadboard, and then I distressed both of them using a damp cloth after they had dried for 24 hours. So just give it a good distress and make some of that original paint finish come back through. Same thing on the gypsy green one. I distressed that one as well, and they look very nice now. This yellow plate I tried to sand down and leave it as is because I didn't mind that yellow. I just didn't like it. It came through with a red underneath. So I am painting this also in gypsy green and giving the entire thing 2 coats of gypsy green. This one is covering better than the candlestick holder, but still needed 2 coats. So I'm giving it a quick second coat. While that dries, I gave these a coat of Big Top, the white candlestick and the gypsy green small little candlestick. I gave them a coat of Big Top and sealed that all in. Again, using the Big Top from a separate container. I have another container that I dump it in, and I put a label on the top that says Dirty Big Top. These candlesticks were black originally, and I gave them a layer of spray paint in different colors. This one's mint chip, and then there's a white, and then there's a mermaid tail blue. So when you spray paint, you still can distress. You just take a piece of sandpaper and distress down to that metal, which gives them a nice aged look.
I painted this plate with the gypsy green, and now we need to seal it because I'm going to put a transfer on here. You don't ever want to put a transfer on directly onto the dry paint. So you want a nice sealer on it that it can stick right to. I'm going to use the DIY Big Top. So I have a tip for you. Open up your Big Top and pour it into a separate container. Only pour in as much as you're going to use. Take a good guess. And the reason that you do this is because you don't want to keep sticking your brush in the original container and contaminate it. You have all natural ingredients, and as soon as you take anything that's not natural and put it into the natural Big Top, you're going to have a smell. You don't want to smell. It's okay if you do have a smell in your Big Top. It's still going to work fine. It's not going to smell after it's dried. It's going to be totally fine, but it's just easier to not have that smell. So go ahead and brush on your Big Top using your separate container and seal this paint completely up. What we're going to do is we're going to put a transfer on that center section. But I don't want any of that yellow color to come through. So I'm going to cover this completely up using the Big Top. You have leftovers here, don't dump it back into your container because you're just going to end up with the same contamination as if you would have been dipping your brush into the original container. So use it all up. I have a separate container and I have a dirty Big Top on the top of it. So I know that if I have anything left over, I can just seal it up, and I know it might have a stink to it, but it's not going to be my whole original container. It's going to look uneven. That's okay. Just let it completely dry and it'll be the same even coat.
We're going to take the transfer label ephemera, and it's a huge transfer that has lots of words on it. I did use this one as a solid transfer on a window once, and now I'm taking another one and I'm cutting it apart. And I want to get these words off of there. So the transfers have these nice grid lines that you can make sure you cut straight lines and get the entire graphic off so it's easier for you to put onto your item that you are adding the transfer to. So here's my process. I'm going to add the words right there. Plus, I'm also going to get this back out again. I feel like I need just a few more words on the top. So I'm going to find another section of this transfer that would work pretty well. Some people like to see the whole thought process behind how you put a transfer on here. So this part might be a little long, and it's just trying to figure out how you want to layer some of the transfers onto your items. So I go ahead and I leave the backing on. Don't take the backing off until you're positive where you want to put them. So I had wanted to add this sunflower from the Painterly Florals transfer set. It's a beautiful fall sunflower, and on this gypsy green, it's going to look really nice, but I wanted those words with it. So do I put the words over? Do I put the words under? I also had to put a stem underneath that sunflower, so you have to plan for some of these things before you even start to add that transfer. So I cut this stem in a little bit of a curve so that it could curve around that plate and stay in that area. The stem is going to have to go on first and the sunflower on second. And then I decided I was going to keep my words over the top on the top one and underneath on the bottom one. So let's get started and put some of these transfers on. So I'm adding the first transfer to this plate. So I take the backing off and I get this plate. This plate has been dried for 24 hours. You're going to take this stick that comes with the transfers and rub this transfer to get the image to come off onto the plate in this case. And so when that image starts to transfer onto the item, it will turn like a white. So you'll see it transfer off. You can actually pick the transfer up a little bit, and if anything doesn't come off, you can lay it back down and rub it back down again. Okay, so even though this is in time lapse, you can see that I had trouble with this transfer and getting the letters to come off. I seen this little trick once where you added liquid patina to the backside of the transfer, and then I kind of peeled the letters off with my fingernail and got them to stick, and then added some more crystal clear liquid patina. It worked. Now I can add on this sunflower. This is the DIY liquid patina that I used to cover that up. You can see that it's changed to a different color. That should fade back. Now, placing this sunflower on here, you just take that backing off and place him where you want. You can go over the edge of things. It's going to crack when you do that, but it's supposed to be like more of a vintage, been painted a long time ago type plate anyway, so I'm certainly okay with that. So I really hang it over the edge there and start in that crease, and that's where it's going to let go. So when you make sure that it's in the right spot, then I went ahead and pressed my fingers in that crease, pressing it down, taking that tool, it goes right over top of those letters, taking that tool and pressing it into that seam first so that all of that cracking can let loose and you have the rest of the transfer to push back down. So when you use this transfer, you can rub some of the edges off, and then I'm picking up on that transfer. I'm going to turn it so maybe you can see just a little bit better how I'm pulling up on that transfer, making sure that it releases. If anything doesn't release, just put it back down and do it again. When you have your transfer all done, I go ahead and make sure that it's stuck down, and I take the back of the transfer that I just took off and I rub it over the top. That's called burnishing, and what you're doing is you're just making sure everything is sealed in there before you move on. Then I need to add some leaves. So with this Painterly Floral transfer, it comes with a lot of leaf designs. And so this is the process of me trying to find a leaf that goes in here and fits the best. So I used this one, and then a little bit later on, you're going to see that I had to cut leaves off on a different page to try and find the one that went on the other side. So just keep playing with all the different transfers and just keep layering them over top of one another. This spot seems empty up here, so back to my label Empnera transfer, and I'm going to try and find some words that I can put over the top. So I found some nice, big, thick, bold words, and I'm going to do the same thing and transfer them off. It goes right over top of the sunflower, which is kind of cool, but I did have some trouble with it, so it didn't let loose again on that green. I'm not really sure what the problem is. It was a rainy day, so that could have been the issue. I also had that transfer bubble up, so some of those letters have a little break in them, but that's also fine because this is going to get a vintage look to it. So on that one letter, when it didn't transfer off, I could not get it to come off. I picked it off with my fingernail, this last letter right here. So I turned the transfer over. Some of the gypsy green was stuck to that letter. So I'm really trying hard to get that off, and it's not working. So what I did is I turned it over. These are learn from other people's mistakes, right? And I picked that little piece of that Y off of there with my fingernail. Takes a little bit, and then I just turned it over and laid it on top of the plate where it was supposed to be, and put some more liquid patina right over the top of it. So get it in there as close as you can. Like that little bugger is liking to move on me, and so I got it on there finally. Ta-da! Take the liquid patina and go over the top. Now it is adhered. Now, since we did have so much trouble with this transfer, we're going to age it up. So I took a piece of 180 grit sandpaper and I'm distressing over top of the letters, making them look more aged and more like some of those breaks in those letters you're not even going to notice because of the age that I'm giving to this transfer with the sandpaper. That's one good thing about the transfers is you can leave them as is, or you can age them back using just some sandpaper. Now I'm going to seal the whole thing together, so I am going in with some clear wax right over top of the transfer. That's going to seal everything in place. So I go ahead and put that clear over, and then I wanted to age it a bit, but I wanted the white. I don't know why, but I did. So I go on in with the white wax and age that up. I really like the look of it, but I'm adding more, so stay tuned. I'm adding golden rule. I love this stuff. So it is a gold wax, and you just put it on your brush. I use a small little artist brush for this, and I went over top of the detail in this plate, just hitting some of those edges. The golden rule goes on really, really well and gives a nice shimmer to your project. So it can go over top of wax because it is a wax itself, and you can wipe it back if you get too much on. And in my case, I just didn't have enough. I had to add more. So keep watching while I add some more.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching this thrift haul. It took me a little bit to get this one up and posted. I had just kind of a family crisis going on, and we had some things happen in our family that just kind of threw me for a loop. So it took me a bit longer to do this video and thrift haul. So please bear with me as I get back to normal life. And the next video is going to be how to paint these pumpkins. So make sure, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the notification bell next to the subscribe so that you know every time that a video is posted, and I'll teach you step by step how to paint these pumpkins. Look, it matches. How sweet is that? So thank you all for watching. If you would like any of these DIY paints, IOD products, or any of the items that I thrifted here tonight, please visit thepaintedphotographer.com and I'll ship them right to your front door. And until next time, happy painting.